What's up, everybody? My name's Tyler, Mom's Basement MMA, and my next guest is Tapology's number 2 ranked pound for pound fighter in the state of Virginia. Chris Rollins joins me ahead of his title fight that'll be taking place next week at Shogun Fights. Chris, welcome to the program, sir. We got a title fight coming up here pretty soon, and I appreciate your time pulling up on this program, man. I always love talking to you.
I always enjoy talking to you, man. You always putting the spotlight on the fighters that are coming up in promotions, and it means a lot to me.
Chris, one of the really awesome things about your story is you've been in this game for so long. You fought the who's who all over the East Coast, and you are putting together this unbelievable winning streak. You're the guy that they call, and you're the guy that shows up. It doesn't matter who, doesn't matter where, and you are ruining all these promoters' plans. Can you tell me a little bit about just this past year or so of fighting, this streak that you've been on? What's changed with you, or is it just business as usual?
I think a lot changed. I was taking the opportunities that when I was young in my fighting career and was fighting some, you can beat anybody any day, but I was taking some challenges, that were a steep battle, and it would take a lot of them on short notices, and a lot of the guys I would fight would miss weight, but, nobody wants to hear about all that stuff. But now I feel like, kind of like Dan Ige said, I just got good within the last year. Like, I've always been known to be a tough, scrappy guy, but now everything's there. And next Saturday, I'm excited to go out there and show it.
Well, before we talk about the Featherstone fight, I'd be remiss to not mention what happened in the last fight. You went over to West Virginia, you fought Ethan Hayes, and we spoke going into that fight. You knew you were fighting a tough dude in his turf, and you went out there, you got the job done. You beat a high-level guy. Can you tell me a little bit, what do you remember after fighting Ethan Hayes a few months back?
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, the crowd there was crazy. I walked out first, and then when Ethan made the walk out, man, that place erupted. He's definitely a draw out there in Morgantown, and he was really good boxer. Had great jiu-jitsu. We won all 3 rounds. It's been a while since I've been all 3 rounds of an MMA fight because my previous 3 wins were all finishes in the first round. So I gained a lot more experience with the Ethan fight, and yeah, he pushed me to another level, and I'm always grateful for that, and a lot of respect towards him. He was the pound for pound #1 guy in West Virginia, so that was a big fight for me.
Do you feel like at this point in your career, despite your success, despite how long you've been in this game, we know you're a strong dude. We know that you have that finishing power. You're not an easy fight for anybody. Despite all that stuff, do you feel like you still stay under the radar at times and people kind of underestimate you?
Yeah, I feel, I don't pay much attention to it like I used to. Kind of like I seen something like that Tom Brady said a while back, and he's like, he wish he heard that years ago. He's like, hey, don't let people's opinions get to you when you wouldn't ask them for advice. And that really set in with me. 'Cause I would let like a lot of people, what they say would just get in my head all the time. Now, like, I know I'm putting in the work. Got my own gym, built my camp around me. Pretty much all my guys that fight under me, they had no experience previous, and I've built a team from nothing. And now you're about to see me be on a 5-fight win streak. I got one of my teammates actually fighting on the card with me next Saturday. Jacob Ashley, he's 3-0 pro. He's got a hard fight on his hands, but he's going to come out and get the job done. He's 4-0. And I'm just, I'm grateful to still be doing this at almost 35 years old, but it's a testament to me, training day in and day out for the last 13 years, staying dedicated to the sport, eating clean, not partying, not doing drugs and alcohol. And now I feel like I'm the best now.
Here we are. It's getting ready to be your second bout of 2024. I know that this was supposed to be the third bout of 2024. You're supposed to fight in PA. That fight didn't end up materializing. Can you tell me, from the time that fight dropped off to where this one came into the fold, how did this fight all come together?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I've been in a long camp because, like you said, the fight didn't go through. I feel like kind of both of the guys I'm fighting and was supposed to fight, they're similar in their skill set. So kind of what I was working on, I kind of just picked up off of that, backed it off a little bit so I didn't peak out too early. I think earlier on, that's something that I've evolved with too. I would overtrain a lot, and then the guy that was in the gym you wouldn't see in the cage. Now I'm a little older. I have to teach classes. I got kids classes. I got my own kids doing stuff. So I don't probably train as much as I used to, but I'm better because of the rest in between and the fight IQ.
Shogun Fights 29, kind of a blast for the past as far as you're concerned. You fought for these guys like 10 years ago. Were you surprised when you got a call from them asking you to headline Shogun 29?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I feel like I kind of manifested this a little bit. Me and my girl, Caitlin, we were there in April and watched the fight. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to get the winner of the lightweight title fight tonight. So then Featherstone got the job done. So I just put it on social media, not respectful. I said, 2 OGs, I'm next, let's run it. And then I hit up the matchmaker, Brian Hamper, and he said, I like the sounds of that. Once we start matching, we'll reach out. And then once they started matching the card, he hit me up, and he said, John Rollo, the owner, he said, they're good with it. Featherstone accepts the fight. And that's how it kind of happened.
Can you tell me, Chris, like when you've seen Featherstone compete in person, you know kind of what this guy is all about. Like, what are your like initial reactions from him, just having watched him fight and seen him perform with your own eyes? Is the guy that you see on tape the same guy that shows up on fight night?
Yeah, that's the guys I'm trying to fight, to be honest with you. I'm a little nervous of him. That's the guys I want to fight. He's a big guy. He's been around for years. I'm not trying to fight no rookies. I've said that before. I think he's 2 or 3-0 in boxing as well. Heavy hands. If you make one mistake with him, he's got the one-punch power to put you to sleep. So that's made me, there's no lapse of nothing in this fight I have to be aware of all times. And it's all respect for me coming, but I'm trying to fight some bad dudes, and I feel like he's a real OG.
Without getting into specifics about Featherstone, I would be remiss to ask you, like, a guy who's very dangerous, a guy that goes out there like you and has a reputation for putting people away. What's the key to beating a slugger like that? Like, how do you dispatch a guy with like a lot of finishing power?
I feel like right now my fight IQ is at an all-time high. I'm gonna stick to the game plan, but the game plans go out the window when you get punched in the face, like Mike Tyson says. But I'm gonna be able to make adjustments, and then I can honestly say I'm well-rounded fighter. Wherever the fight goes, I'm ready to go. There's certain areas I feel like I'll be better at, but anywhere it goes, on the cage, on the ground, striking, kickboxing range, it don't matter. I put myself in these positions year in and year out. I feel like I'm good everywhere.
Chris, I know that you've had a lot of belts around your waist over your professional mixed martial arts career. This would be a big one. Can you tell me, like, beating Featherstone, getting another belt to your collection, what would it mean for you at this point in your career?
Like I said, this goes all the way back to me being an amateur. Shogun Fights is a big promotion. I've always said I just wanted to fight for them. Now I'm headlining, main eventing for the belt. This will be the biggest win of my MMA career, without a doubt, and it means a lot to me. And my kids want me to bring that belt back home, so I got a little bit more extra motivation for that. And some of the people, they just kind of follow me, don't know the sport well, and they're like, I've had messages, they're like, oh my God, you're fighting, that guy's huge. He's too big for you to fight or whatever. And, so it's pretty cool. But this is a big step forward, and I plan on winning the belt and then just taking it one fight at a time. I'm focused on next Saturday, but I'm going to get my hand raised and be the new lightweight champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you're in the DMV area, October 5th, that is the day of the fight. Make sure you contact Chris and get your tickets if you haven't already done so. Before I let you go, I have to talk about your own promotion. You're putting on a fight here later on this month. Rocket will be going back to the racetrack. That's a really cool venue. I saw the last time you guys were out there. Can you tell me a little bit, Chris, what's exciting about this card? What are some of the fights that you're looking forward to putting on in front of the fight fans?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit different. We're doing a Friday night card for the first time. It's going to be October 25th at Dominion Raceway. They got the Nationals race there earlier that evening. So after the race ends, we're going to have people come from there and come over and watch the fights. We got Kevin Harvick's son. They were at my last show there, and he's got a big race, and their whole race team's going to be there checking out the fights afterwards. And I'm pretty excited for that. It'll be an 8 p.m. start time for that. It's Friday night card, so it's going to be pretty fire. If you want to come out, let me know. I'll hook you up.
We'll absolutely make that happen. And Chris, can you tell me a little bit? You'd mentioned that you have a teammate that'll be competing on the card. Who is it that'll be also fighting on the same card as you? And what's up with him? What's he got going on?
Yeah, Jacob, I think he's the 8th or 9th fight, either co-main or fight right before me at 135. Basically, I think the winner between this fight will be kind of the number one contender for the 135 Shogun Bantamweight Championship. He's 3-0 right now. 2 finishes, 1 decision victory. Coming fighting another local guy up there. And Souser, he's 5-2 black belt. Jacob's a black belt. So this is going to be a high level fight for both guys. And me and Jacob been grinding together for years, and it's pretty cool to have us on this big stage platform together. You know, both of us, I'd say this is our hardest fights, and will be both of our biggest wins to date.
Well, absolutely, Chris. I appreciate the time this morning, sir. And I actually pass the mic back over to you. If there's anyone that you need to shout out, anyone you need to thank before we conclude, let's do it.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to shout out to my team, Rocket Boxing and Martial Arts. I got a lot of guys out there helping me. Every time I start listing names, I leave people out, so I don't want to leave nobody out. But I appreciate everybody stepping up. Sometimes I'm a little tired and beat up. And more down in camp, I'll have some of my coaches take a class, teach for me, so I get a little bit more rest around a fight. And it's just a big team effort. A lot of support from my girlfriend, Caitlin. She's been holding down the fort for me, cooking, doing all the right things, dealing with me being grumpy, getting banged up here and there. Shout out to my kids and just my whole team, stepdad Todd. Just my circle is a little smaller than it used to be, but I just feel like that's, you know, I'm just more focused now. I don't have all the distractions, and I've been doing this a long time, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. And I look forward to, you know, a lot of people would like run away from, but I'm going to Maryland, to his backyard when he walked out last fight, and the crowd was going loud for him, and he had a nice knockout. I mean, to me, that's who I want to fight, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I appreciate you giving me the time to talk with you.
Well, sir, I wish you the best of skill, and I look forward to having you back on the program very soon.
All right, man. Hopefully I'll see you October 25th. I'll reach out to you after this fight, and we'll make it happen.